So in yesterday's class, we spoke about the fundamentals of Python and how to work on the ideally integrated development environment. It is an open source tool on which we can able to execute Python programs, right? So there will be hundreds of tools to execute Python programs. Like you might have seen plenty of tools. Which tool which company is using is not a matter, because according to their privileges, whether open source they want to use or whether they want to go for the license, they're up to them. But just being a software engineer, you have to know just few options, how to create a program and how to execute them, how to build the development lifecycle. That's your responsibility, isn't it? So most probably the Python platform is concerned. PyCharm tool is the most popular 99% industries would use. Yeah, right. So let me show you some more things IDE is full form is what? Correct. So why it is integrated, see every tool, let's suppose if you look at C++, Java, even in the notepad also we can write and we can execute. Yes or no? But I've seen just with a dot extension of C, dot extension of C++, like that we can execute. The point is, we cannot organize the code in a project manner. See, if you download any software applications, one folder, folder by folder, folder by folder, file by file, miscellaneous things you will see. Yes or no? While downloading any software, you can see. So those folders, files will be organized in a specific fashion. That hierarchy can be maintained by integrated development environments. Notepad, all this cannot maintain. Therefore, any project you see, like in Java, through user Python or through user C# or any software you can take, definitely there will be one integrated development environment. Clear? So therefore, now you supposed to understand, we have seen they also called as an editors. Editors are nothing but tools, IDE is the one tool, PyCharm is the one tool, Jupyter is the one tool, Collab is the one tool, Thorny, Canopy, there will be hundreds of tools are there in the market. Isn't it? Even though Geek for Geek, many applications will have their own compilers. Clear? Like we have seen in yesterday's class that how to work with IDLE. IDLE is the official Python tool in order to execute Python programs. Similarly, there is a Collab tool. CEO lab is nothing but CEO indicates collaboratory lab. This tool is provided by Google for the free of cost to execute your programs line by line. This tool need not to be execute or install on your system. It will be an online tool on which we can execute, we can store. Let me show you. And similarly, how PyCharm tool is going to be executed. Jupyter tool, there will be a lot of tools I said, right? Few of them are going to be practiced. In future, definitely you can able to understand them. Let's and apart from this, we have a concept called as an operators. Before operators, let me talk about data. Types of data you can find publicly, privately, computerization, or maybe mathematically. See, before computers came into picture, do you know the word called as a data? Do you know the word called as the information? The moment when the computers came into your life, we started talking about data, data cable, hard disk, memory, information. All these words were after 2000 or maybe 98, 99. That particular moment we have started learning or started knowing about computers. Till then, there was no branches called as computers branches in any kind of colleges or universities. Core branches are there, electronics, mechanical, civil, all this would be there. But computer subject will be combinedly, it will be there in a mathematics, or else electronics with mathematics or computers. Like that, it will be a combination. Still, in IITs, directly computer science branch is not there. Electronics and computer science, like that, it will be there. BSc electronics, like, right? We must be thoroughly understand what do you mean by data? What are the types of data you are going to find mathematically and publicly and programmatically? Because data is a major backbone in order to use the computer. If you don't want to store the data into computer, why do we use computer? Yes or no? Songs are going to be stored into computer. If needed, we will play them. We cannot store everything in brain, right? Therefore, the songs, your images, everything will be considered as data. Clear? Yes, uh, such a data, generally, we can classify them like a numerical data. Either numeric data can be an integer data, it can be a float data or real data. Both will be combinedly classified as a numerical data. Sometimes we do write strings, collection of alphanumeric and special characters called as a string. Yes or no? Let's suppose your mail ID, Srini _123 @gmail.com. This particular mail ID has alphabets, numerics, special characters also. Such kind of a data will be called as a string type of a data because it's a need. Even though if you look at voter ID card, it is an alphanumerical thing. If you look at passport number, it is an alphanumeric. If you look at PAN card, it's an alphanumeric. Many of the things will be considered as strings because we have to represent symbolically like that. Comes to Boolean. What do you mean by Boolean? Probably electronic students are very familiar with this particular word. Boolean is nothing but true or false. In what situation true or false are going to be used usually? Let's suppose there is a concept called as a smart door nowadays, because of the smart home concept, because of IoT concept, there is a door called as a smart door. Yes or no? When our children will stand in front of the door, it automatically gets unlocked because the status of the object is there in front of the door. There is a smart taps. If you go to some smart hotels or shopping malls, you can find the smart taps, right? The moment whenever you keep your hand under the tap, automatically the water will be start flowing. It's an object detection concept with the help of there are certain sensors we have, like ultrasonic sensors, infrared sensors, like with which we can able to make when the object will go under which it will be get start the functionality. The moment object will go away, automatically water will be get stopped. Clear? Here true or false status is get checked. Let's suppose your mobile battery. The moment when the mobile battery gets less than 20% of your backup, mobile will give you an alert message that the mobile is getting below less than 20% of battery. Kindly connect to the charger. Means inside the status of your battery become true because is battery backup less than 20? True. That's how Boolean operators, Boolean data, we never use directly in our day-to-day life, but the impact of that will be purely electronics level. All the electronics level computers will take a decision and produce as a decision making in the form of a true or false. All the relational operators will be produced as the output in the form of only Boolean form, true or false. Let's how a lot of example I'll be demonstrate to you will be with which you will be get to know what exactly Boolean data. Complex data. What do you mean by complex data? A data which has real part and imaginary part. Where you will be apply complex data? In vectors, in quadratic equations, in Boolean algebra, linear algebra, in many places we use complex data because that data has to be represented in order to observe the scientific observations. If we don't represent them in the form of a Boolean or maybe complex, probably scientifically we cannot validate the data. Clear? Yes. Similarly, we have a data called as a binary data. Binary data will be only understood by the electronic devices, mobiles, computers, laptops, PCs, any electronic devices like your smartwatch, everything will be understood. If we enter A, it has an ASCII value. Small a, 97 will be ASCII value. Capital A, 65 will be ASCII value. Likewise, American people have designed American Standard Code for Information and Interchange. They designed this keyboard. We haven't designed. Every character whichever there on the keyboard will have a ASCII value. Clear? So if we type A, it is a high level character. It will be eventually converted into binary form with respect to the corresponding ASCII value. It processes the request, then again it will be decoded. It will be produced in a high level manner. So therefore, we give information or data to the computer in high level language which human can understand. System can understand and convert into machine level understanding language called a binary language. It processes the request. Again, it will be converted into binary form into high level form so that we can able to see and understand them. This is the process is does by coding and decoding. There will be third-party components automatically performed by that. But normal user never notice that how does this particular process will happen. It's not our responsibility. On top of it, you're supposed to write a logic. But being a software engineer, being a hardware engineer, it's your responsibility to understand what exactly binary does system understands or not. I'll cross verify, right? Octal data, hexadecimal data are purely electronics level data. We never decimal data we notice. We use the base 10. Whenever you mathematically write any mathematical terms and all, we will be compute basically decimal number system. Octal is nothing but 8. The range of values from 0 to 7. Hexadecimal is nothing but 16. The most powerful, the most representation to occupy less memory over the hard disk is the hexadecimal representation. It's most powerful memory representation, which normal user never notice that. Nowadays, whenever you perform the compression of a data, in what form the data will be represented? Hexadecimal form it will be represented. So large amount of data will be almost 60 to 70% of the data will be compressed, right? So that we can transfer the data from one place to another place to reduce the traffic rate of signals, isn't it? So that is a basic phenomena why these many representations are going to use electronically, analog system or maybe digital system, right? Comes to none. None is nothing but nothing. It's like a void. In computer point of view, if there is a form where you will be find sometime landline number. Do you have landline number now? Anybody? No. Fax number, alternate phone number, alternate email ID. Certain fields we don't have, therefore we won't fill it out. Somebody we have, they will fill. But the people who don't have a value to pass, in computer communication, request and response and server client communication, sometimes there will be provided a field, but you don't provide. But the value need to be submitted to the server. Otherwise, server doesn't accept your request. In that case, none has to be filled as part of the communication in terms of function parameters. What do you mean by function? What do you mean by parameters? What do you mean by arguments? How client and server will take the value and it will be so that once the topic would come, then I'll be give you a little more elaboration of knowledge. Correct. Right. Let's go back to the collab tool. Take Google. In Google, you have to search for there is a tool called CO Lab. CO Lab. Collab. It is cloud computing tool to execute machine level languages, machine learning algorithms, like data science algorithms and Python. It is provided by Google people. Like, it's like a TPU. See, we know CPU, right? What is full form of CPU? Central Processing Unit, which is a backbone. Similarly, we have a GPU. What is the full form of GPU? Graphical Processing Unit. Who have invented GPU? NVIDIA. If you purchase the laptop or PC, you will be purchase graphical card, on which there will be a name called as a NVIDIA. You can see. CPU is invented by Intel. Clear? Similarly, there will be a TPU, TensorFlow Processing Unit. Google people have invented it. Now, most of the huge volume of a data, big data, huge velocity of a data, variety of a data getting processed with the help of TPUs and GPUs, not by the CPU. CPU is, after all, if you request 10 requests, it is going to be a hang. It is going to be enter into deadlock stage. Clear? So therefore, just a CPU is meant for a normal user where hardly 2, 3, 4 requests can be made. It is having a capability of performing 1 million of instructions per second. Clear? Yes. But whereas TPU and GPU are most powerful, on one motherboard, on one processor, 128 different processors you can see. That's the reason. Let's suppose Google, at a particular point of time, 10 millions of the people is trying to request to the Google to download some data. Can you make a request over normal laptop 10 millions of requests? It's not going to take. Clear? Therefore, there will be a distributed computing system is going to be made available. Let's suppose you might have seen there is a file system called HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System, which is completely different from our normal file system. These are all in detail matters. I think being a freshers or being a low level maturity people, you need not to think more and more. Once if we are there in an IT field, slowly we'll get to know that what are these terminologies. What is a big data? What is a TensorFlow? What is the Azure? What is the Azure Data Factory? What is the Azure Data Bricks? What is AWS? A lot of things you will get to know. Those high-level platforms have been made where low-level systems cannot process them because the capabilities and potentiality of them will be very less. Clear? Yes. Now our job is we wanted to open one collaboratory notebook for every candidate. Whoever is having a Gmail account will be provided one notebook to you to write infinite number of data. Infinite number of data. Clear? I am here. There will be an email ID called Srini Software Training Institute is the email ID. In associated with this particular email ID, there is a notebook is going to be start from me. Yeah. I want a new notebook. If it is already notebook available in your computer, from the upload option, we can upload it. If there is already notebook, Jupyter, and COLab related files are having an extension will be IPyNB. IPython notebook will be the extension of the Python file. Such a kind of files most probably in GitHub worldwide people used to be keep in order to contribute to the other people. So if certain files are there in a GitHub, what is GitHub basically? It's a repository. It is a cloud where worldwide people can post or can be repository can be stored into GitHub with their own account so that people can download their code. We can execute them for the free of cost. It's a cloud again, GitHub. But GitHub is, in software industry, most frequently everybody should use it for a version control management. VCS we can say, because I'm the project manager. You guys are all developers, testing engineers, DevOps engineers, like designers. A lot of people will be involved. People can be scattered, worldwide. Somebody will be there in USA, somebody will be there in UK, somebody will be in India. Everybody wants transparently the code has to be monitored, code has to be assessed. Then the way is that GitHub, Bitbucket, there are certain tools we have. If you go to industry, you will be get to know all this. But at end of the day, when the moment I'll be deals with a project management system, that time how to write a program in Python, that is going to be reflected in Git, that is going to be reflected in GitHub, that is going to be reflected in DevOps, that is going to be reflected in Jenkins. Like, there will be a pipelining concept. It will be only you can available or you can able to understand in project management level. That's I'll be explained to you. Clear? Google Drive. If any files are there in your local Google Drive, which is associated with Srini Software Training Institute, in that Google Drive, any COLab related files, you can browse them if already existed. Recent files, you see, some recent files, July 10, June 15, control statement, regular expressions, practice, dictionaries by Venkat, all these are the very recent point of time I might have used them. Therefore, they are visible in a buffer. Clear? Clear? Now, I don't want to utilize all the rest of the things. I need a fresh notebook. Then you have to click on to new notebook. Clear? This is the dashboard. This is the window. On top of it, we can able to write a Python code now. There is an option called as a connect. What exactly it will do? In my computer, I am opened a notebook. Whatever I'm going to write, where it has to be executed, program does not execute in my system. Program will be executed in server. Wherever there is a cloud, there Python compiler will be available. See, if I write one program here, this program does not execute in my system. If I click on connect, it will be connect my system to the cloud. There, 12 GB of RAM, 107 GB of a hard disk will be specially provided for me, whose email ID is Srini Software Training. Similarly, you create in your notebook, in your laptop with your mail ID. For you also, you see now, you see, 12 GB of, it is equal to, high-end computer. If you want to purchase 12 GB of RAM, minimum 1 lakh cost is supposed to pay. Yes or no? And 107 GB of a hard disk exclusively provided for me to execute my programs. Similarly, you create, for you also it will be provided. Like, millions of people are utilizing this particular platform for a free of cost. Therefore, Google is very powerful. Even Microsoft also, they have provided a lot of, millions of terabytes, yottabyte of data for the free of cost for the people. But if you go for an enterprise level, we have to, even though Gmail 15 GB is exceeded, it will ask us to be buy the memory. Yes or no? Certain enterprise level people will buy the memory. They'll buy the server. They are maintaining for them, not for us. Just free of cost, they are giving for us. Clear? Yes. Now, I wanted to give the name of the file. What is the name of the file? Let's suppose your batch have been started August 7th. Practice. This is the name of the file. Where this program need to be synchronized, there is a button here, right? There is icon is available files. Click on it. There is the icon called as a Google Drive icon. If you click on it, whatever the programs I'm writing on top of this file, directly synchronized to be stored in my local Google Drive of my mail ID. So that you need not to carry this laptop. Anybody's laptop you take, log in into Gmail ID, your all programs, whatever you have written will be made available to you. I can share to you parallelly. If I'm typing something, I can share this file. You can also see that. This particular service is called, what? SaaS. What is the full form of SaaS? Software as a service. That's provided by only the cloud. Platform as a service. Infrastructure as a service, right? Yes. Now I'm clicking on it. It is mounting from my system to my Google Drive. It's mounting. Once mounted, whatever I'll be type here, it is directly stored into my local Google Drive of a Gmail ID. It's mounted, right? Now, I'm typing something else, I'm performing an arithmetic sum. Python program to perform arithmetic sum. In Python, the comment lines will be written with the help of a hash symbol. Clear? Yes. Now I'm declaring there is a variable a is equal to 100 in one line, right? Then I'll be take another line because it is a notebook, right? b is equal to 20. This is another line. Next, print sum of two numbers, a plus b. Now, as soon as I execute, it produces output here only. See, when you write a large algorithms, which line is it does what task in machine learning and data science related algorithms, you don't understand what line is doing what functionality. That time, the CO lab will be much more helpful for you to be execute line by line. Whereas if you write a scripting, like, ideally, all the lines will be at one place. At a time, it will be execute all the lines, it produces output. You will be see only the output, but intermediate results, what's happening, you don't understand. For that reason, notebook is very much useful in AWS, Azure. We used to be upload the CO lab or Jupyter related files in order to deploy the machine learning algorithms. Clear? So now, whether this file is available in my drive or not, let me check. You see, I have created right just now. August 7th practice is the file is available in which place? The Google Drive, which is associated with the Srini Software Training Institute at gmail.com. Now this file can be, just a moment. Here, copy the link and in your mobile. Can you open this file in your mobile? Whatever I have typed in my computer, are you able to see or not? You check. Can you open and check once?
Not yet received, sir.
No, you need not to give Google Drive link to the people. Every notebook will have unique name, right? That's going to be shared to you. 1 second. I think by default it doesn't give you. Just let me share. Restricted. I need to make it as anyone can access it. Okay. Copy the link. We're done. 1 second. Yeah. Can you open this file? You can see the content. I have written some content, right? That also visible to you. You can execute in mobile also. This programs can be executed in mobiles also, isn't it? Right.
Sir, actually, we are from August 5th new batch. You have shared in 7th batch.
I didn't understand.
WhatsApp group.
Okay. You are not there in the WhatsApp group?
No, you have added me in August 5th new batch.
Okay. In this batch, I think previous batch. I think. Have you received?
Yes, now we have this.
Yes, just 1 second. Just let me forward that particular link. What's your name?
Aparna.
Yes, it's Aparna. I forgot, yesterday I have added to Sudha to the other group because that group is almost 130 people. So I have whoever is joined for the course, I have added to the another group actually. Today I'll be adding. Yeah, I think I have shared in the in your group that you can open.
Yes, sure. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. So here in this notebook, actually, there will be another option is called as a text option. What? Yes, see here only we can, yes. See, there are two options. One is link can be shared to the WhatsApp. Otherwise, through the mails also we can give the shared accessibility, isn't it? Yeah. And this CO lab can be downloaded. It can be downloaded as a .py extension file. It can be downloaded as a IPYNB notebook file. Clear? And it can take a printout. You can save as a PDF. All the options will be available over here, isn't it? Yeah. And here there will be an option, I said, right? There will be an option called as a text option. So text will be look like a notebook. You see here, I'll be talking about next topic is types of data is the concept. Clear? Yeah. Here is supposed to be written something, arithmetic, relational, types of data, right? Yes, absolutely. Numeric, strings, Boolean, isn't it? And none, complex, and decimal, binary, octal, hexadecimal, and that's all. You see now, if I go to the next line, this will be look like a notebook. You see, these are not executable lines. These are all the theoretical lines actually. It allows us to be maintain the data just like a, a notebook. So whenever if you want executable line, you have to click onto this code so that it will be allocate a space where you can write an executable lines. If you want to write a theoretical points, you have to click onto the text. Clear? That's how, you know, the CO lab will be much more helpful for you, isn't it? So this is the way how collab tool is helpful for you. If you don't have any tools getting installed in your machine, you can make use of this particular tool. Now I'll be talking about, there is another tool called PyCharm. There is a go to Google, search for the PyCharm. PyCharm download. The first link, JetBrains is the product-based company. They developed this particular PyCharm tool as an integrated development environment. Click on to the first link. So where you will be get two kind of tools, you know. One is a PyCharm professional tool. It is a licensed. If you download this after 30 days of the trial version, it will be ask us to be go for the license. Rather than that, there will be a tool called as Community Edition. Community is for the free of cost. Any number of days you can able to make use of it. It doesn't ask you to be take a license, just hardly it can be upgraded. It can be updated in order to include the certain packages which might be upgraded to the existing product. So here simply you can click on this so that it will be get downloaded in your, you know, what is called download folder. Clear? So after successfully downloaded, before PyCharm will be installed, ideally has to be installed. I hope everyone have installed ideally, right? Clear? See, before one day, if any installations are required, I'll give you time to you. It's your responsibility to install the certain things like MySQL database, MongoDB database, you know, certain Firebase cloud account need to be created. Certain things, whatever will take little more time. Before one day, I'll tell you, you have to be. I'll give you the installation steps to you in a PDF file. Just look at that carefully. You have to install because you have to learn how to install that. Nowadays, software companies, they won't install the softwares in our machine. Just they'll tell you to install that. They'll give the privilege what software need to be installed, what software need not to be installed. Because unauthorized softwares you are trying to install, the system doesn't accept to be installed. Clear? Therefore, you have to learn everything. You are from which background doesn't matter. You have to learn how to install the software, how the setups are going to be changed, how the settings are going to be changed, how the configurations will be changed, why you are changing, what is the need of that. It's a responsibility to understand them properly. Clear? So I'm just about to be installed. So here, if you look at in my downloads folder, there is an icon is appear to you, right? You just click on it. It will be ask you to be installed. Clear? So it will be just like, you know, it's a very common next, it will ask. Just if I click next, already, you know, I have a older edition, right? I have already get installed with PyCharm. Therefore, it is asking me to be uninstall existing product and install the new piece of the software. No. So please, you try to be downloaded. You try to just keep on with the by default options. Just click next, it will be get installed on your system. Afterwards, I'm just canceling this particular installation process. Just you search for the PyCharm in a search bar. You see, this is how this, if it is already installed, this is how it will be get opened for you. You know, if you want, these are earlier projects actually. You know, if you want it to be open, You just click on open, the Python tool is getting opened for you. It is also one integrated development environment where you can type the Python program, you can get projects and everything. Real-time industry would use the same scenario, right? So in rare cases, I'll be ideally CMAP and all. 99% of the time, I'll be able to use this particular tool because in a real time, you see how left files have been organized. A lot of files will be there. You see, very systematically we can organize them, very systematically. Clear? So I'm not going to use this project. There is a project called as a data science in Python, July 15. I'm going to create for you a new project. So your project name is August demos, August 7th, 2023. Okay. Create a project. From now onwards, I'll be type everything in this particular file. Just we have to be organized as such. I'm organized. Clear? Right. So now project has been created for you. Let's suppose this project can be a Flipkart. Now you guys are all working with a Flipkart as a project. So if August 7th, 2023 underscore demos will be Flipkart as a project name in which all people are working together, isn't it? Now I'll be create on another directory that to talk about data types. Data types in Python. This is the directory. Within the directory, if you want a theoretical lines to be written, you open this particular file. Okay, it's a text file. The file name is theory. Clear? If you want a Python file, you have to create new Python file. That data types demo. Now theory I'll be write in this particular file. Now our concept is what? Types of data in Python. This is my concept. Clear? Now for every class I'll be sure whatever the files I'm writing here, isn't it? Just you need to be organized properly. Otherwise, after you pay the fee and everything, I'll be give you the accessibility of this particular folder to you. There is a folder I have created, August 7th. So all the relevant topics I'll be given to you. Here, these videos are going to be given accessibility. I haven't given to anyone, isn't it? So whatever the theory I'm writing, session by session I'll be create. Likewise, I'll be create within the Python, I'll be create a one particular folder that, session 1. Clear? And there will be session 2. There will be, today's is a session 3, right? Including demo. Demo is also session 1 actually, right? So in this session 3, once the class is done, whatever the theory I have written, whatever the programs I have executed, everything will be made available in this particular folder. Clear? It's a drive. You need not to be bothered to be stored somewhere else or here and there. Just it will be available for you. Just happily you can access video recordings as well as the respective code, whatever I'm typing here. Clear? See about textbooks, contents, materials, recordings, all these, you need not to worry. Apart from this, the quizzes, assignments, everything will be through the site you need to be right. It's a full of systematically organized methodology to be perform the services. Just you have to be touch with that, and you have to be take a time, and you have to utilize the services. That's your responsibility. Clear? Yes, yes. Let's go ahead now. Clear? Now I'm talking about types of data. So what are the types of data? Firstly, you have to tell me what do you mean by data. Define data. Can anyone define what do you mean by data? Can you define what is the data?
Value of data.
Collection of records. Someone online people are saying, what is that?
Collection of information.
No. Tinker?
Value.
Anyone? Huh?
Value.
What? Okay. No. See, that's what, very few people can able to give the perfect justification what do you mean by data and what do you mean by information. I'll tell you. A data can be defined as a raw fact. Raw fact. What do you mean by raw fact? I'll write one name here. You tell me what is that? It's a data. What is this? Alphanumeric, okay. Raw data, even though if you hold the diamond also, whether it is a diamond or normal stone, you don't understand. Only few people can understand that whether it is a diamond or whether it is a normal stone. I am from Rayalaseema. In Rayalaseema, in fields, if you go casually, you will be find diamond kind of stones actually. You don't understand whether it is a stone or whether it is a diamond. Many times, whenever I used to go for a field, I used to get, very commonly you can find. But you don't understand what it is. If you go to police station, normally police people and SI, all these people would ask, hey, tell me your Aadhaar card first. Like that they'll ask. You say no. You say some number. Does this SI can understand is that an Aadhaar card number or passport number or PAN card number or voter ID number? Anything will be an identity of a man, right? They don't understand if you give a number. If you look at in some movies, something would happen. Something like, what is called, some murder is happened at a one particular home. They're trying to go to that home and trying to search for certain things. Somewhere on the board, there is a name called as a, what is called SMS, they would have written. What do you mean by SMS? It might be decoded. Military people also maintain such kind of things, right? There is a stenography. They'll maintain a separate code. That code has a meaning, but common man doesn't understand it. Unless and until this data would be converted into an information, data is useless. Data is useless. So now, whatever the number I have written here, I'll be right PAN number, and I'll be written this PAN number is belonging to Venkat. Venkat is an entity. PAN number is an attribute to the Venkat. The value is EREPM270P. Now this is an information. This can be applied anywhere else. For data analysis, for any reference we can make use of. This is the reference. This is the information. Data, if it is associated with a metadata, then it is called as an information. Clear? Just please you try to be understand. Data is transformed into metadata along with object and attribute related